Hello everyone, and welcome to the first official post from the YouTube channel for the Mister. Also under the name of Isaac Jolly for the people that I meet that may not be as connected to the artist name the Mister. I'm around a lot, so I get around a lot. Haha, I'm around a lot, so I just meet people all over the place, so sometimes I use my name for that. But okay, I'm glad you all are on the channel today. In this first post, I want to talk about what's happening right now. The thing that's happening right now, I'm actually reaching out. There's like a double front going on right now with reaching out to different webisode style shows, if you will, maybe from other YouTube channels and things, where bands and artists go on to do live performances, or interviews or things like that, because it's very important. The new double album, Rise of the Boy Queen, is presently in production, and things are moving, very swiftly. As those of you who've known the Mister in the past, you know that things kind of tend to move swiftly, efficiently and swiftly at once, So actually with this, it's important. So the reason why there's a double front happening right now on getting, into the webisode game is really because this album, it's so it's hearty, it's really hearty. For me, it's like I put a lot of heart into it, and everyone who's been involved with it so far, it's like it's caused them to want to come out of their shells and kind of do more inspired work. And since it's got such that human element to it, I feel like it's very important that this album is able to reach as many people as possible, which means that it's important to get into doing performances and being seen and being pushed on different platforms that are accessible to other people, bigger numbers and things of that nature. And so once this thing's released, I also want to continue with that road, to push it as far as I can and as we all can, just so it can be a part of be on platforms that can be seen, because it's important, because this thing is such a human element that as humans, as a human race, we all experience things and we relate, so it's important that when you create something with such a vitality to it, that is accessible to, we would love it to be accessible to the whole world, but you want to get to as many people as you can, just to make sure that message is spread. Because once the album is released, we're going to get started immediately on doing the live, putting it on stage basically. And on stage it'll be different this time around from what the Mister's been accustomed to. People love it. Whereas it'll be not just a live band performance, but it also will include the theater style, performance. And that all came from, I was playing at a gig for my work band I'm in, the work band that I'm in, the Funky Monkeys, and we were playing at the Omni Royal. No, it was not the Omni Royal. It was the I forget the name of it for right now. It escapes me. But there's I met a couple of gentlemen. One in which was writing a musical. He's writing a musical, and after seeing the performance that night, he actually approached me about a role. And it was very exciting to me, because he was very respectable. I loved his whole, just everything about the vibe he was putting out, and him and his husband actually, and it was like, I really loved their thing and the energy that was going into it. And actually that time, he ended up throwing underwear on stage while I was performing, so that's the whole story. But with that, it was exciting for me because throughout university, I went to the University of South Alabama, and in that music department, I was introduced to the theatrical style. But I wasn't able to actually, I remember the first musical I saw was, I saw Hair by the theater department there. It was amazing to me. And I never got the chance to actually perform or just, audition or anything with any of that, because, when you're, in college, you tend to have to follow a course of your major, and you don't really have much time or extra just whatever to pursue other things that aren't like a part of your major requirements and things. You only have so many things you can kind of go into to steer away from, if you will. But I always saw university as really just kind of gaining things that I kind of was interested in. But anyway, so after that experience at the gig we were playing, I was really interested because it was like a 2-year period. There was a 2-year period in between where, you know, things started getting into like, you know, more of a working with just working, you know, the whole thing. So funny. So I was I'm using all this time to just kind of like develop skills more so that I was already interested in, and other things are required for, you know, this type of thing. So that's how I got into the idea of, you know, learning things like spinning and other disciplines dealing with dance and things of that nature. And so it was more so I wanted to so I'm pursuing these things, and then so like as I'm gaining these different skills, of course I wanted to add it to the whole the Mister, you know, thing with what we're doing now. And so like the ball just keeps rolling. I'm like a super Madonna fan, and so I'm actually going to see Madonna in December 14th in Miami. And she's actually, while all this is happening, she's doing this thing different where she's like not playing stadiums for this Madam X tour from the latest album, but she's actually doing, go figure, smaller theaters. And she's doing like theater type performances. So I get to go see one of these things live, you know, by someone I really admire as an artist and as a human too. So that's really cool. And so this whole thing's building. So I mean, it's really cool, which is why it's very important that this thing is seen, you know, which is why we're taking the steps we're taking. And I'm not gonna like go too long with this. So what I'm gonna say is that you guys can now look forward, guys and gals, can look forward to the Mr. regular, like, you know, webisodes, if you will, of, you know, what's going on and different fun things, I guess. So we'll be doing those, and so stay tuned, and you can visit the mrperiod.com, period spelled out, at any point to you know, catch up on what's going on with everything, and including the past debut EP that was released under the Mr. when it was just a 5-piece band. And so yes, the website is actually right behind me, a little bit of it. And you can visit that and you can see all the things. So with that, I am going to call it, and I'm actually going to go check out that new Joker movie tonight. So that'll be fun. I've seen some cool reviews, although I'm not really the type of guy to jump too much into reviews, but we'll go see. So have a good night. I'll see you all like very soon, of course. Always active. Stay loving.